My name is Nikhil Chaudhary, and I am from a village called Khed in Maharashtra. Our elderly people often used to say that when traveling at night, one should never carry sweet or non-vegetarian food with them. This is because there are some invisible powers around us that always keep an eye on us. This story is about my brother, and it dates back to 2018. There's a place called Sherry Ghat on National Highway 6, which connects Mumbai to Goa. Kashmiri Ghat is one of the most winding and dangerous ghats in Maharashtra, and it's also notorious for paranormal activities. Many accidents occur there. So, it happened that my brother got a week's leave from office during Christmas time. I was in 12th standard then. My brother and his office colleagues planned a trip to Mahabaleshwar Hill Station, which is located ahead of Kashmiri Ghat. They were planning to go hiking. My mom told my brother not to go at night, but he didn't listen. He said that he hardly gets sleeps and would rather not waste them. Even my dad said, "Let him go. It's okay." So, these people left home at 8 p.m. on December 22. The total journey would take around 2.5 hours. They had also brought some beer, mutton biryani, and other food items, which they kept in the dicky of the car, planning to eat on the way. There were 5 of them, and they were all enjoying themselves. Due to the cold, there was fog on the road. They entered Kashmiri Ghat, and when they climbed up, they found that their car was the only one on the road, except for 1 or 2 trucks passing by occasionally. But then, they started hearing a tack-tack sound coming from the back of the car. My brother was driving, and the sound continued for 3 to 4 minutes. But he didn't stop the car because they were climbing uphill, and it's difficult to stop the car on an incline. My brother felt like someone was following them. But when he asked his friend who was sitting behind him, if he saw anything, Pappu said no. The shadow was only visible to my brother, and he kept moving from right to left. But my brother ignored it, thinking it was just his imagination. After some time, the shadow disappeared. It was around 11 o'clock. One of my brother's friends, Ru, suggested that they stop the car at the viewpoint and eat there. They all agreed and stopped the car a little while later. But when they opened the boot, they found scratch marks on it, as if someone had tried to open it forcefully. There was also a foul smell coming from inside. They saw that the food they had brought was spoiled. But how could that be? They had packed the food only an hour and a half ago, and it couldn't have spoiled so quickly. They all started teasing Pappu, saying that he must have packed spoiled food. They threw the food away on the side of the road and were left with only some chips, namkeen, cold drinks, and beer. My brother said that they would go down to the next village and buy some food from a shop. But their friend said, "Now that we're here, let's have a drink." The weather was excellent, with a cool breeze blowing, and the view from the viewpoint was stunning. My brother's friends were addicted to drinking, but their intoxication was about to wear off soon. My brother didn't drink, but his friends forced him to have a beer. As they stood there, an old tempo driver suddenly appeared. He saw them and stopped his tempo, staring at them in an unusual way. They told them, "Kids, it's not good to stay here so late at night. You should go to a dormer or move further ahead. This place is not safe." But my brother's friends were drunk, and they started abusing the old man instead. They shooed him away, and the old man left. They continued to drink beer, and after about 10 minutes, an old man wrapped in a blanket suddenly appeared and spoke to them in Marathi, saying, "Give me some liquor too." My brother poured some beer into a glass and handed it to the old man. But the old man took the glass and stood a little distance away, not moving at all, like a statue. After a while, my brother and his friends went to the old man and spoke to him, but he didn't respond. One of his friends was so scared that he fell unconscious. They saw that the headless old man was holding a glass with one hand and pouring liquor into his body, as if he was drinking from his own body. They were terrified and rushed to their car, trying to get in. But the headless old man grabbed one of their friends, who was still unconscious, and started pulling him back. They all tried to pull their friend back, but the old man wouldn't let go. They started shouting God's name loudly and managed to pull their friend back into the car, whereupon they drove away. The headless old man chased after them, shouting in Marathi, "Sora nahi," means "I won't let you go." He was running alongside their car, trying to make it swerve into the left lane and fall into the well. But fortunately, that didn't happen, and the old man disappeared after a while. They were all so scared that my brother was shaking with fear and couldn't even drive properly. After driving for about half an hour, they thought they had crossed the Ghats, but in reality, they still hadn't. One of my brother's friends asked, "How is this possible? We left that place a long time ago. So why haven't we reached the end of the Ghats yet?" They checked Google Maps, but it showed that they still had an hour to go. Everyone was worried. Then their friend Anna, who was sitting in the back, said, "I have seen this tree for the third time." My brother noticed it too, and they realized that they were going around in circles. Arnav said, "We've definitely fallen into some kind of trap." They were all discussing what to do when the friend who had fainted earlier regained consciousness. But he had a high fever now. They decided to stop the car on the roadside, as the diesel was running out. My brother, still shaken with fear, stopped the car. They all got out of the car, reciting God's name, and walked to the back of the car, where they had stored a spare tire. They took out the tire and placed it in the middle of the road. Then their friend told my brother, "Now you drive and see what happens." My brother started the car again, but after a while, they found themselves back at the same spot where they had placed the tire. They were all terrified, realizing that they were trapped. Just then, they heard a loud laughter coming from behind their car. It was a headless old man, holding his severed head in one hand and chasing after their car. My brother floored the accelerator, but the car wouldn't move, as if it was stuck. They looked back and saw the old man holding their car, refusing to let it go. Suddenly, the old man released the car and it sped forward, crashing into a rock ahead. After that, none of them remembered what happened. The next morning, at around 5:30, a private bus passed by that route and saw them. The people on the bus took them to the hospital, becoming their saviors that day. Later, on December 23rd, we received a call saying that my brother and his friends had met with an accident and their condition was critical. They were all already scared, and on top of that, they had lost a lot of blood. But thanks to our mother's blessings, all 5 of them survived.
If you like the stories, please subscribe to our channel and share with your friends. Thank you.